Maybe one day you'll feel what I felt.
Is an amazing person.
You didn't see it coming, but we did. So she was insecure. How poor is it doing? So on the last video I made about Clara Dow, we basically just went over the breakup. But there may be a lot more to it than I thought. Recently, Clara has posted some videos that seem to be taking shots at her ex. This is a pretty insane update because the last few videos we went over, she was talking about how grateful and how much she still loves him even though they're not together.
I have learned to truly love someone unconditionally.
And she really discussed how she couldn't get past the sadness. We already saw some of those videos. We'll be showing a few again, but mostly talking about the updates. But recently she's been kind of seeming to brag about how quickly she's moving on and how she's going to her next ex. And not to over exaggerate, but this kind of changes everything. It shows that there may be more to this than we could ever imagine. And after that, we'll get into another update. She has seen the comments that I discussed, the top comments that were saying some very, very not nice things, and kind of rightfully so because, yes, she's been attacking her audience for a while now, and she saw those and made a response video to those comments. So we'll be discussing that too. So overall, there's a lot of updates about the Clara breakup situation, so we'll just be getting into all of them in this video. But first, thank you guys so much for 300K. Like, I appreciate it so much. This is something I thought I wouldn't even reach in college, and I will be thanking all of you guys by buying a microphone. Yes, I've been using the microphone on my iPad this entire time, and there's so many of you guys now that I need to treat you guys a lot better, so I'm going to start with that. So yes, the quality of my voice is going to get better, and that's going to be why. And I want to still remind you that you can donate to the link in the description or spread the message to help a Palestinian family. There is so much good you can do on this earth, and this is one of those deeds of good that you could do. Now let's get into it. So most of you guys on this channel or that watch my videos know Clara Dow. I mean, she's led to me gaining a lot of subscribers, I'll admit that.
You're so obsessed with me.
And about a few years ago, when I was a huge fan of her content, I never would have dreamed that she would lead to me gaining so much subs, and I would become one of her top, let's just say, criticizers. Let's put it that way. And for the 2% watching that don't know what she's done, she's basically released a video promoting and also gotten a the B job after basically building her entire career off of talking about her flat chest and how proud she is and how she'll never change her body. And she's known for posting a ton of content in the last month, specifically all about her boyfriend, how much she loves him, how he's her soulmate. So came as a huge shock to practically no one when they broke up recently, mainly because everyone just saw it coming. You know, when you have that feeling and you know you're right and you eventually end up being right, it was that type of feeling. But it was pretty rough for Clara as she would release a lot of different videos discussing how heartbroken she was, and we all, to a degree, even though we didn't like her as a person nor her content, we had to sympathize. I think the most of us were like, yeah, she should have seen it coming, but no one really deserves a harsh breakup. We get that, Clara, and there's no use hating on her for it, let's just say.
I legit did not see it coming. A month ago,
And in my last video, as we all know, I basically went over how different the reactions were. In Clara's video talking about it, she was talking about how much she'll miss him, how much she loved him, how much she thought they had the best relationship possible, how it was perfect. And her boyfriend, on the other hand, was like, yeah, we're done. We parted ways for each other. And he was grinning the entire time. He was shirtless. The mood was just completely different. So it was we had suspicions that it was possible that the boyfriend probably broke up with her, and it wasn't this even agreement.
And I just love I love the Philippines, man. And, she wanted to live in her beach house in Vietnam, which by all means is her dream life, and I'm super happy for her.
To take a lot of time out from social media.
And once again, so no one comes at me, everything in this video is public information, stuff they've published publicly, so please don't come at me. We're just discussing public stuff. Here's a recent video, and she's lip-syncing to a song going, if you're done with your ex, move on to the next. The song is kind of changing the mood because her last video, it was just so I love him, I need him, my heart is broken. This video is yep, we're moving on. And that's her brother, by the way. It's not a new boyfriend. Don't rush the comments. Not a new boyfriend, I'm just gonna say that now, it's her brother. Here's another recent video that she's recording, once again with her brother, who's been in a few of her recent videos, and once again, she seems to be kind of shifting her mood. Her most recent videos have been either I'm at my worst, or I'm moving on, I'm on to the next dude, I'm on to the next you-know-what. So the mood is really starting to shift very quickly, and it's starting to turn a little bit more, let's just say, fighty, like a little bit more like, haha, I'm moving on, I'm leaving you behind type. Here's an older video, and a lot of the videos she made with him, he's like dressed up with her, and this is fully my opinion, obviously, and I'm sure she'd deny this and blah, 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 but does it ever feel like when there's that couple dressing up and stuff, it just feels forced, like one person forced the other to dress up? I feel like he didn't want to do any of this stuff. Like, it just feels forced. Like, the content they made together felt very forced. So I wouldn't be very surprised if she started posting some not so nice stuff about him more in the future, because she's already, like, a week after the breakup, started posting, I'm moving on to the next, I'm moving on to the next. So I wouldn't be surprised if things started to get a little bit more intense between the two, because once again, his reaction was just so unprofessional and just so, like, he was just happy about it.
Sorry, was I too confident in my own body that I overcame so many struggles to learn how to love? Oh, she's so full of herself now. Well, who the f am I supposed to be full of if it ain't me?
Before we get into more of the content she's posted recently surrounding her boyfriend, I just want to show you guys some of the content she posted right before the breakup situation. And then she posted some videos crying and kind of expecting a ton of pity from her audience. And once again, I've already seen under my last video, a lot of the top comments were saying it was probably a publicity stunt. And I'm not going to lie, if it is, it's smart. I'm not saying it is, but it's definitely a theory going around, and it would be smart because I have seen, even on TikTok, some people sympathize with her. They're like, Clara, you know, you don't deserve to go through this. No one does, Clara. I stand with you. And it's smart. Like, it's a smart method to gain sympathy. But a lot of her audience obviously still doesn't support her. I would say overwhelmingly don't still, even though she probably did get some fans back through this entire situation. But let's just go through a few of the videos she posted right before, basically just spitting in her fans' faces. So before we go through the comments and the recent videos, we have a better understanding of why everyone is so mad at her, especially recently on TikTok in specific. If you don't like me, that's fine. But, you know, watch your mouth. I feel like I don't even need to explain why this is ironic coming from her. I'm sure most of you guys know already or can figure it out, but it's very ironic. And I feel like at this point, right before the breakup, she was just blatantly rage baiting, and that just is what doesn't make sense to me, because if it's a publicity stunt, why would you rage bait right before it? It's harder to make this publicity stunt work if you're rage baiting right up to it. I'm sorry, the old Clara can't come to the phone right now. Why? Oh, 'cause she's dead. Oh, look what you made me do. So this is quite literally, like, you can't tell me this isn't rage bait at this point. Haha, I'm so Sigma. I'm so cool for telling you guys. And then the minute I got famous and rich off of my audience for telling them to be confident in their flat chest, I decided to get surgery and completely reverse it and basically call my audience hideous and tell them I lied to them. And kind of going off of what I said in the last video, she is really going around on TikTok, and let's just say people don't like her. She's literally gone viral for her surgery on TikTok, and people are not happy. We'll get into that, but firstly, she did respond to the comments people were making about the breakup, and this is what she said.
Maybe one day you'll feel what I felt.
And if you pause the video right there, you can see most of those are literally the exact comments people made. So she's definitely been seeing those comments that I discussed in the last video. I mean, they were getting tens of thousands of likes just hating on her and her breakup. So overall, it's safe to say a lot of people do not like Clara right now, and they're not about to just turn over and thank her and apologize because there's a breakup. And kind of going off what I was saying in the last video a while ago, like, it's safe to say about when I released my video and when Kelly released hers. So about 3 months ago, she was canceled on YouTube. But on TikTok, she's been canceled basically right now. I recently saw a random video when I was scrolling through TikTok of a Muslim creator discussing how they were mad at this one creator who, once they got popular, took off their hijab and said they had lied about being part of Islam. And one of the top comments, I kid you not, said, oh, that's like Clara and her chest. And the girl girl who made the video liked it. So literally, like, the knowledge, like, everyone knows about this and everyone is mad at Clara. Literally, like, in random situations, people will be like, oh, that's like Clara, lying about flat chest and caring about that. Sorry to trigger some of you, but I actually love my life, my face, my body, my job, my man. Hope you heal soon. So she's basically saying to her audience, reminder, once again, uploaded right before the breakup, laughably. And if she didn't predict the breakup, this makes this even more ironic. Love my man. Basically saying her audience doesn't have a life, doesn't have a man, and doesn't love their body, so she's sorry to trigger them, which is so ironic because the people watching her were the ones that once supported her. Here she does a fit check while she says her boyfriend is coding, and reminder, before the breakup, about 50% of her content was about her boyfriend. Most of you guys know, but she had a channel with 2 million subscribers of her and her boyfriend, so that's probably just not going to upload anymore, so they're probably going to lose quite some money from that, because even through shorts, you're still making a decent amount of money. So overall, she's lost a lot of stuff. She's lost about 50% of her content, and I'm sure some confidence, because that's what she'd always brag about. Oh, everyone in online hates me? Well, I've got a boyfriend, so I'm better than all of you losers, you flat-chest morons. Even had a long-form video with her boyfriend called How I Manifested My Soulmate. Ooh, that did not age well at all.
You know, I just feel like whenever I miss him, I'll just send him love.
And I get it, no one deserves this. Breakups are hard, coming from someone who's never had a breakup before, but I know I'm sorry for you, Clara, genuinely. I know this is a tough situation. I know you don't care about my input, but I'm sorry this happened to you. We should not be cheering woo, even though most of us did see it coming, and I hope you're able to move forward. You seem like you have. The content you've been posting recently has been like, let's move on to our next. Leave the ex, move on to the next. So I think she'll probably be fine, guys. No need to feel really that bad. I think she'll be fine. And since they've published all of this publicly, I feel like we're allowed to kind of come up with theories and stuff, because once again, it's not private, so it's not like we're digging into their personal private life. They posted this publicly, we're allowed to form theories. I do theorize that she's gonna be posting some not nice stuff about him soon, mainly because she's already seemed to kind of like move on to the ex, ditch the next. You know, like the videos she's posting are already kind of like they're not the nicest. The first video she published for him were her crying, just like that one, how much she missed him, but quickly she seems to be taking a different route. And especially considering, in my theory, this is fully my theory, my opinion, obviously, so don't come at me, no evidence supports this, blah, 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 they haven't posted this, blah, blah, blah. It is possible he played a major role in her wanting to change so much and just overall sticking her finger up in her audience's face, mainly because she never had made any changes anywhere near this drastic until she met him. All of a sudden, and so many people have had this theory, all of a sudden, she wanted to change. She put on way more makeup. It's just like everything she went with before, be confident no matter what, was gone. She all of a sudden was just like flexing in her audience's face with the money that they had given her through their watch time. And that was all of a sudden when the boyfriend came, and possibly he didn't like all the hatred she was getting because of this, all the criticism, all the videos made on her. So maybe something like that, he just didn't want someone that was so far gone from the person maybe he met once. And maybe, yeah, he played a role in changing her. Who knows? He pressured her. Who knows? But it might have had something to do with that. And since his reaction was so uncaring and smiling, grinning the whole time, I think eventually she will get a little mad about that, and her videos are probably just going to get meaner and meaner towards him. Here's a video she posted recently, so it seems like she seems to be moving in the right direction. She has posted a lot of videos crying and going through it and how much she misses him, but the more recent videos have slowly turned to more and more, bye-bye, I'm moving on quickly, and I'm done. And I'm moving on to the next dude. So I honestly, in my opinion, this is just my prediction, but I think things are probably going to get a little heated in the future. Just mainly off of that guy's entire video, because she was literally crying and he was grinning and going, oh, I love the Philippines. Like, he had a grin bigger than like me when, I don't even know, like his grin was huge and he clearly did not regret it at all. So I don't know, that's just my prediction. I'm exhausted, she says with a caption, day 101 of reading my comments. So once again, yes, it's very, very clear. She sees the comments coming at her. She sees all these videos being made on her. Well, we know that already. And she has been really just, let's put it quite plainly, let's not be nice about this. She's just been being a jerk to her audience and to everyone. It's like she just was like, yep, I decide that I'm like the most beautiful girl on earth. I have this boyfriend. I'm rich. I don't care what anyone thinks anymore. I'm just going to be a jerk for the sake of it, I guess. Just like she threw away all her morals and she was just been a jerk for the past month. And then she uploads a video basically asking for people to be nice. It just seems very, very like she just thinks she deserves this without actually doing anything to deserve this sympathy. I think Clara is a really good example of what it's like to be too confident. Because yes, it's okay to be confident in your body and everything. And Clara, I wouldn't say is confident in her body, but she's just her character. Like, she's confident in not a way in her body, but just confident in herself. Like, she just thinks she's better than everyone. And it's very, very clear with her content. She may not have been super confident in her body, but she's definitely confident in it. Like, she's confident. She just thinks she's better than everyone. And she makes it so obvious. Either that or she's very, very insecure, which is a possibility. And she's just projecting, I don't know, but she just seems like a good example of what happens when you're too stuck up and how that can hurt you. I don't want to be friends. I don't want to be friends. Just an unapologetic woman who has no intention of changing her body. And here's a video of her bragging about how she's never gonna get a you-know-what. Seriously, nobody can tell me her new content isn't rage bait. I swear, I feel like she just got hate for the one video, and then she just was like, yep, I'm gonna go all in and I'm canceled anyway. Might as well say my true feelings towards my audience. Might as well admit I faked it all for fame. And it's just like, it's kind of sad. And the just an unapologetic woman who has no intention of changing her body, I found that because people spammed it in her comment sections, all of them, and each time they spammed it, it'd get like 30,000 likes. So people are just showing her how much of a hypocrite she truly has become. So the entire breakup situation is just, it's a rough watch because, I mean, a lot of people saw it coming because she's just changed. Everything about her has changed recently. Either that or I guess she was always this way and she just hid it before. Yeah, like what if she's always been this way? She's always hated. A lot of people are speculating this. Always hated her flat chest and she's always hated her audience, but she just needed enough money and she needed enough confidence. And her audience probably told her enough times, you're pretty. And maybe a few of them only hated on her flat chest. So then she thought all along, hey, maybe if I change this, I'll be perfect and I'll be confident enough to hate my own audience. So once she got this surgery and she got her boyfriend, she just stuck her middle finger up in front of her audience and went, haha guys, thanks for the money. I'm actually way better than all of you. Haha, thanks for watching me.
I'm a Grab driver and today I'm delivering this package to my client right here.
Hi.
Nice to meet you. Are you happy with your delivery service?
I love it.
Looking back at a lot of the videos they made together, they made a ton together, and some of them just feel awkwardly forced. And maybe that's just me because we all as humans interpret things differently, but the relationship itself in these videos seems very awkward. And I'm gonna clear something up because I feel like a few people in the last video I talked about got it wrong. And in the last video, I was talking about how I personally don't understand why you'd want to sacrifice everything for one person. And that's mainly because at the end of the day, I said that social media is more important. And I'm not saying social media is more important than people. What I'm saying is if I had to choose between one person that could leave me at any time and my social media platform, which if I'm Clara, I've been successful on in getting millions of views every post for years, I would definitely not sacrifice that. That's a lot more consistent than one dude that could leave me at any time. That's what I was trying to say, is if you have something going that's really good, it's not worth giving it all up for one guy that can literally just leave you.
This is not an apology because
I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't do anything wrong.
And even if the theory is partly true that her boyfriend did influence her and pressure her to change, it's not really an excuse. And I know people are going to come at me for saying this, but a lot of the decisions she made, she's a full-grown woman and she still made these decisions. Sure, it's very sad if she was heavily influenced by her boyfriend, but the video she posted promoting you-know-what, like, this was her own idea. Like, this was her. So at the end of the day, she still needs to be held accountable. Of course, as much as it seems like it, I don't prey on her downfall. Like, I'm not like, oh, please, Clara, I hope the absolute worst for you. I hope you lose every last thing in your life that you love. But at the end of the day, once again, as much as she needs to be held accountable, I do hope she has a redemption arc. I really do. At the end of the day, as weird as it seems and as unlikely it seems, I do wish the best for her and I hope she's able to redeem herself.
we'll hold each other back from actually achieving and experiencing what we want for ourselves.
And it is very likely that having a very, like, someone you really love and you're around so much can boost your confidence a lot, and maybe in some ways make you insecure, but in other ways, if you have someone, like, that you find attractive and you want to, like, show them off on your social media, make videos with them, I could see why she'd become more confident and in a way kind of stuck up maybe, because she did seem to get way more stuck up after the surgery and after she got her boyfriend. Even having a close friend maybe in the past or something, I feel like it's given me confidence. Maybe on the debate team, you know, when I had a friend really closely, like, it gave me more confidence. It made me kind of more happy. So I can see where maybe this false sense of confidence came, possibly. So that could have led. So in ways, I think her boyfriend maybe did influence her. In ways, maybe she doesn't even know. I just want you guys to understand that even though my titles seem very, very harsh, mainly because I'm a commentary channel, so, like, being harsh and clickbait is kind of just in my blood, I guess. I don't actually hate her, and yes, in the first video I made of her, I was very, very harsh, and I've already kind of apologized for that. Okay, not kind of, I apologize for that. I was harsh because, once again, I was just new overall to commentary, and I was just kind of going on a ramble, and I was really rude about it. So, genuinely, I believe that I wish the best for Clara. Even though she's published a bunch of bad things, I do wish the best for her, because it's not too late for her to have a redemption arc.
You know, she wanted to live in her beach house in Vietnam, which by all means is her dream life.
I was looking at the comments under the last video that I made, and some of you guys made some really good points I didn't even think of. Some were saying that by not wearing a shirt, he was kind of advertising possibly himself for women to come into his DMs, because overall the mood is clearly he's not sad, he's grinning, he's smiling, and he's wearing literally no shirt, which is just straight up weird.
On things we're excited about again. You know, I think it was a dream starting YouTube and social media. You know, getting up to 2 million followers on that account.
There's obviously not much evidence to support that, but that is a theory that was very popular, specifically in my comment section, that he was, in a way, advertising himself to girls, which, once again, just a theory, not mine personally, but something I saw. There was a lot of drama and rumors going around in my comments too, but they were like cheating and stuff like that, but I couldn't find evidence to support it, and I haven't been able to dig enough in these people's accounts to figure it out, so I'm not going to be going over those because there just simply isn't enough evidence to support it, and I'm just not too comfortable looking, even if they posted this stuff publicly, looking through their Red Note and all these accounts they have, because it just seems like the stuff they publish now is what they're comfortable with, if that makes sense. I just don't want to do too much digging because I feel like that's more personal, even though they publish most of the stuff publicly.
And I think let's just take the last look of my chest. I stayed in the hospital for 3 days. It was so painful. I opened my eyes and I have boobs.
I think when people think of influencers, they think it's super, super hard to do and you have to do everything right. Maybe I'm wrong, but at least for me, when growing up, I thought you had to just be special. You had to know what you were doing. You have to be special. You have to stand out because there's thousands of people competing with you. You can't afford messing up. And once I kind of began to make videos about Clara, my whole view began to change because Clara she's messed up in so many different ways, and she just, overall, her content doesn't make sense anymore. From my experience, I know most people, or at least for majority of people, it's hard to build up an audience, a loyal following that supports you so strongly. I just will never understand why she gave it up. Because she had to have known what she was doing when she posted that video talking about her B to the B job. She had to know what she was doing. I just will never understand why you would want to do that to your audience. Like, she legitimately had one of the most loving audiences. Obviously, like, because she went viral many times, of course, there were a lot of very mean people, but her audience that supported her, they were genuinely, like, they were so kind and supportive because that's what she was. She was kind. So that's what makes me personally think that her boyfriend heavily influenced her, because that's the only way I could think you could do this to your audience. You could basically be like, yeah, I don't believe in anything I used to believe in. Like, that has to be the reason. And that's why I will never understand. And people got mad at me in my last video when I said this, but I still stand by it once again, that if you have a loyal audience or you have a loyal community, it's not worth abandoning them for one person that you think likes you, because who knows, they could break up with you at any time. The internet, the community, the followers, the audience you have, like Clara and her situation, are people that you've built up over the years. And it's something that won't go away immediately, like your boyfriend. And once again, I know people are going to get mad at me for saying this, because a lot of people are saying, oh, you're Gen Z, you're an idiot, blah, blah, blah. But I'm not saying social media is more important than family. That's literally not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that sometimes a dude isn't worth all of it. It's not worth it, because at the end of the day, now she doesn't have him, and now she doesn't have her audience, and it's just, what does she have?
Because I had basically told the internet this 2 weeks ago. Yes, I did have a boob job. Everyone went absolutely crazy, which I understand. It's a very controversial decision, and I'm fully here to own it.
And an influencer her size with her audience that she once had could easily get away with one controversy. The video I made on her originally about the S to the Y, YouTube doesn't like me, I don't know why video, she could have gotten away with that, let's be honest. But then she got the B to the B job. Like, she absolutely cooked her reputation after that, because, I mean, like, you can't mess up and then mess up and then mess up. If you mess up once, you can usually get away with it. I've seen that happen with so many influencers. But when you mess up a lot of times and you just continue to post about it, she's posted over like 15 videos now about being canceled, and all of them have something to do with I don't care. And it's like, you clearly do care, because all you post about is being canceled now. Here's a video of her denying that it was the boyfriend that influenced her decisions, and underneath the title of this short says, "Not everything we do is for a man, babe." It's clearly very like, you're a misogynist for thinking that I was influenced. And sometimes I don't even blame Clara for this, because sometimes we're influenced by people and we don't even think about it, or we just deny it. So in my opinion, it's my opinion, once again, she denies it, as you can clearly see. I think she might have been influenced to some extent by her boyfriend. Because as I said earlier in this video, sometimes we don't even think about it, but we're influenced in many ways. Even when we hang out with certain friends and certain people, we start behaving like them in ways. So maybe he was just super, super confident and kind of stuck up. Maybe because, of course, I don't know him, once again. Like I said in the last video, I know, big surprise, guys, I don't know some random influencer's ex-boyfriend. But maybe he was super stuck up and she kind of just got that same mood, that same like personality from hanging out with him, because that does happen. When you hang out with someone, they talk a certain way, sometimes you start to talk that way. It does happen. So maybe he unintentionally influenced her. There's so many different ways this could have gone. Something that annoys me so much about Clara Dow is that she's almost like wasted talent. Like, she's so good at what she does. And it seems simple. I mean, she's a TikToker and shorts YouTuber, but it's not. She's so good at filming her videos. She's like she knows how to follow trends perfectly. She's really good at style. She has amazing outfits. She's good at what she does, but she ruined it for like the dumbest, like she ruined her reputation in like the dumbest possible way. She literally had the best reputation, and it was well deserved before she ruined her reputation. Her content was great, and it's become even better quality as time goes on, but her messages don't compete with the quality anymore. Like, there's no point in watching her, even though her videos are very high quality. She has cool outfits. She's always she's considered probably by most decently pretty, because she knows how to dress well. She knows how to put on makeup well. It's just such wasted talent now, because she just ruined everything for herself, and it's really, really sad to see. It kind of reminds me of when I see a really, really good channel start to pop up, and it'll have like 10K subs, and they'll start to make really good commentary videos, and then they'll just stop posting, give up, maybe they got tired, they didn't think they got enough views, and it's just such wasted talent. It's like, you had so much talent, you were so good at what you did, where did you go? And that's just kind of my version of like maybe the shorts version of Clara. That sentence didn't make any sense, but you know what I mean. Like, she's kind of wasted talent, and that's really, really sad to see, because we know the internet, we know people go viral a lot for the stupidest reasons, like hack to a girl, like reasons, and then they can get canceled, and it's like, okay, whatever, they didn't deserve their fame anyway. But Clara, she deserved her fame. Like, she knew what she was doing, she knew how to follow trends, she knew how to wear, like, I already explained why she deserved her fame, but she did everything right, because she just gifted that way. She knew what she was doing when she started social media. She's learned so well how to do it, and it's just very sad to see, because it's someone who at first deserved their fame, destroying it over something like this, instead of someone who didn't deserve their fame just getting canceled.
I'm gonna stop filming because I don't want the lighting to be too dark. But okay, let's start with before the surgery.
And the surgery really was the nail in the coffin for Clara, because she was already standing on thin ice after the video she was releasing. It was clear there was a shift. There was a huge shift. And at the end of the day, yes, I saw the comments in the last video, and most seem to say, yes, she doesn't deserve a harsh breakup. We're not going to laugh at her, but yeah, we still don't like her content and we don't support her, which is literally the same thing I agree with. The breakup is bad and she seems to already be shifting her mood and stuff. So I'm sorry about that, Clara, but it just doesn't dismiss what you've done before. And let's talk about the surgery a little bit more, because I've seen the discussion on TikTok just drastically increase, kind of going off of what I said in my last video. She recently got canceled on TikTok for some reason. TikTok, people get canceled and events get discussed way later sometimes. Like on Twitter, some news will come out and then I'll look into it, I'll see the post, and then weeks later I'll see it on TikTok and people will be making videos about it. And it's like, okay, I already know about this, but thanks. And that's kind of what it was like with Clara, except a month's difference. Like she kind of got canceled on YouTube, then a month later, now everyone's kind of talking about it on TikTok. And I've just seen a lot of discussion about the surgery specifically. And there's the two people that firmly believe their beliefs. There's the, hey, Clara's a hypocrite. And then there's the, well, she can do what she wants with her body. That's the entire point of her content. But the problem is those people are just blatantly wrong, because at the end of the day, it's not what you can do with your body. It's that her entire channel, I feel like I'm just a broken record at this point, but her entire channel was built off of her flat chest, and saying she changed it for fun just doesn't make sense, because her entire channel was about being proud of that. And you don't change yourself if you're proud of yourself. It's like literally like that one hijab creator was discussing. You don't build your channel off of being Muslim and wearing a hijab and then admit it's fake and take it off once you get fame. That's just so hypocritical, and that's not the same as doing what you want with your body.
I just want to talk to you about my experience basically before surgery, during surgery, after the surgery, and my recovery.
Because in my mind, it has to be the boyfriend, because I just don't understand why. Even if you wanted to get this surgery, which I understand your mindset changes, blah, 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 or maybe you just all along wanted it, why would you share with your audience? Like, sure, they may notice, but unless you specifically come out with a statement about it like she did, I mean, it's just speculation. Maybe they think that she maybe grew, she grew, it grew, you know what I mean? Because before she came out with a statement about it, there were some comments saying, where did those come from? And you know what those comments were talking about. But until she came up with a statement, your body can change at any time. So she didn't have to come out and admit this. Why did she do that? Did she think people would be cheering her on? It will never make sense to my brain. And even because she got this surgery while I was making my videos, I didn't even mention it in any of my videos because she hadn't come out with a statement. So I felt like that was even though a lot of people were saying it and commenting for me to talk about it, I was like, well, it's not confirmed, so I don't want to just spread this message. But it's real. She admitted to it. Why would you? I will never understand, why would you admit to this? Now her comment sections are filled with people spamming photos trying to make her look as bad as possible. And she probably posted these videos with her changes in her surgery thinking she would come off as this Sigma. That's my guess. Because my brain can't rationalize why you would do this. It makes literally no sense to me why you would go directly against everything you stand for years. How could that do anything good? I probably sound like a broken record, but Clara is the definition of the whole stereotype, especially that boomers and stuff have of Gen Z and of social media, that all social media is fake. And to an extent, that's not really true. Some social media, that's reality for people. But Clara, because it's the only thing I can think in my brain is that she never meant anything she ever said. And I know a lot of people already think that, but she was always very, very insecure and maybe just lied her way into eventually being okay, I'm just going to get this surgery and I'm just going to tell my audience. And while we're on the topic of her not believing things she says, I think it's probably well known that a lot of creators say what their audience wants to hear. Some of the stuff she said, she probably actually meant, but maybe some of it all along, she was only saying it because she knew it's what her audience would want to hear, and it's what she needed to go viral. Because I know in the past, especially when I first started off my channel, I've made some arguments that I didn't actually believe in, but I knew when I made those arguments, my audience would connect to it. And this was when I made my first 3 videos and I had just started this very small audience, but they were points that weren't very controversial. They were just kind of I don't even remember. I just remember making these points. Don't worry, guys. It was my first 3 videos. Don't come at me. But I just remember thinking I don't actually really believe this, but it's what my brand new audience will like. So, I guess we're going to have to go with it. So I kind of understand that in a way she probably knew what her audience wanted, and that's probably why she lied. And something I've realized as I've kind of grown as a creator is I can notice more when I can just see other creators lying through their teeth. Like, they'll say something and I'll be like, oh, that's what your audience wants to hear. And it's very, very common, but it's easier to see. I'm sure some of you guys can detect it, but it's easier to see once you start creating content because you understand it more. Maybe it's something you stop doing after your first 3 videos and you don't really believe in anymore because you finally have an audience you like can actually talk to and can send your messages to, like Clara. But like at the end of the day, I can see it more often, and I get that feeling from Clara that she was just telling her audience what she wanted to hear. And when I used to watch her content, when I didn't create content, I thought she was like, she meant everything to the fullest that she said. But now looking back, a lot of these videos, they just seem kind of forced, and especially the ones with her boyfriend where they're dressing up, those seem very forced. But a lot of the stuff she makes, just in general, it just seemed very forced. It's like, my audience, the algorithm will like this, so I'll do it. And it just doesn't seem genuine anymore. And maybe in a way, I think I might be onto something, because maybe in a way, making these videos about her surgery and stuff was like a breakthrough. It was like, I'm done being controlled by my audience. And this sounds insane, but if you, like, I feel like if there are any content creators that watch this, they'll kind of get what I mean. And maybe my audience also will get it. It's so hard to, it's a wild guess and it's a wild theory, but maybe she felt like she was being controlled by these lies that she had to tell her audience because that's what they wanted to hear. So talking about the surgery openly was like finally escaping. Maybe she felt tied down by her audience and she felt like she wasn't real, like her real self. Like she was lying about being confident in her body and she's tired of lying. So she's like, hey, I have a boyfriend. Hey, I'm confident now, guys, and I'm tired of being controlled by you guys. But that's just a wild theory I'm going to put out there because it's the only way that I can explain why you would want to ruin your reputation like this. Maybe it's her way of becoming free at last, and she knows she can still get a good amount of views, even if it isn't what she once was. And she's just like, maybe she felt like the love she got before was fake love because it wasn't her true self. And even though she's getting hate now, at least she's being her real self. But yeah, maybe I'm on to nothing. But she may regret it soon because once again, her boyfriend left her, or maybe they didn't make it very clear, but his grinning indicated that he had likely broken up with her. So maybe she'll start to regret it and she doesn't feel as free because she likely might not be as confident. Kind of drawing back to what I said earlier, because when you're with someone, especially a lot, and they make you feel confident and special, you are more likely to act more confident, more like you're in a movie. You're the main character in a movie. I know this because when I'm with friends, sometimes I will act way more confident. When I'm alone, I'm just quiet and I don't really talk as much. And considering that he was in a lot of her videos and she once again called him a soulmate, made all these like videos clearly showing that she thought he was the one, she probably became so much more confident. Her attitude she already felt trapped by her audience, so now she has her boyfriend. She thinks he's there for her ever. They can have this channel together. It doesn't matter if she gets hate on one of her channels because they still have the other one. She can say whatever she wants. She can finally break free from these chains because she was never confident in the first place and she's tired of lying to make her audience feel happy. Now that's a crazy theory, but that personally might be mine now that I've thought it through, because it's the only one that makes sense for me, that she would feel locked up by her audience because she never truly liked them. She never truly liked the people that supported her because she never truly liked her chest. She never felt confident even though she lied about it. My guess is maybe she started posting on social media. It wasn't very successful, so maybe one video she brought up her chest and she got some validation. She got some comments being like, hey, we support you. And then she realized that was the way to go. Maybe it got a decent amount of views. So she started producing that content, but to the more extreme route. And the more extreme she went, the more her audience would give her support and love. But at the same time, she'd be getting those comments that really, really hurt, being like, no matter what you do, you're still a bored. You're still ugly. Because I've seen some of them, especially on Instagram Reels, because people are nasty on there. All she got on Instagram Reels were hate comments. So eventually, maybe she's like, I'm just tired of lying about this. And I have a boyfriend. I'm confident now. I'm coming clean. Guys, I'm not the person you thought I was. This entire situation, we will never fully know. We will never know because at the end of the day, we don't know what Clara is thinking. We don't know her mindset. We'll never know for sure. But it is a very, very confusing and complex situation. And overall, it just makes me sad to talk about because I just, at the end of the day, feel bad because at the end of the day, as I said earlier, and I know people keep commenting, I say at the end of the day too many times. I'm sorry, okay? I say like way too many times. I'm working on it, okay? I try to edit it out, but sometimes I miss it, okay? Anyway, she just, at the end of the day, she just wasted talent. And there's no other way to put it. Like, she's got so much talent. It's not too late, as I said in my last video, but it just makes me sad because she's so good at what she does, but something just was never right about her content. On social media, it's so easy to fake something in order to make it. And it happens so many different times, and it's hard to detect sometimes. And it's just really sad to see when the creator you looked up to for so long just is the complete opposite of what you thought they were. And that is Clara Dow.